Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing Lobotomy. And it looks a little better now, I feel. At the beginning of the last video, I felt I was in a very bad shape. I think I kind of managed to get out of the worst at least. I exercised the first altar, which was here. Now I'm standing with all my people here. The problem are all these guys over there. I mean, this is a real horde of monsters, and they're all following me. But I'm a little bit ahead, so maybe it's not that bad. Now I actually missed something. A viewer pointed that out. The Guardian here is activated, or actually it says if there is a green star on a card, he gets +1 action. So that means then he has 1 action, and that means he then can move a space. And I checked the last, I don't know, 6 or so cards, and I realized there were 2 times green stars. In addition, in the last card we had that +1 action. So I now moved this guy 3 spaces, which also brings him now here. And still not a big danger there for me, at least at the moment. Okay, the first player token goes to Allison and Cameron. And I wonder what to do. Well, first we're going to remove all these markers here. Okay, I think I want to use my crowbar. It's kind of a shame because I don't want to lose it, but for now I think it's the best I can do, and I'm going to use again my look at the flowers ability. So that gives me 1 ghostly attack, +2 to attack rolls. Now let me see again what that ghostly means. If enemy is non-ethereal, its defense is 0. Okay, so that means we can attack the mental patient with 5 dice, and we will hit on a 4 to 6. That was pretty good, but sadly we have a 1 here. So we managed to kill the guy, but we only have 1 more use with the crowbar. So this goes down again, because we killed the mental patient. And now we got 2 more actions. Okay, well, I think I simply will move with her 2 spaces, so I end up here now. The cat, well, I think I want to reveal that door with the cat, so it's 1, 2, and as a third action we reveal the door. That is good, because that means that this guy will not move through the door. Yeah, maybe that helps us a little bit here. And then it's Markus Dieter, and he has also now his 3 actions. He could run, but that doesn't really help. Well, it could. Yeah, I think I'm going to move him actually then. He's going to run, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So he sits now here. And then we got Ridley. She moves 1, 2 spaces and then attacks the scavenger. She does that with her bare hands. And I tend to forget to do this cool down thing. So she simply rolls 3 dice, and that is 1 hit. Now let's see, maybe we can kill the guy, but I'm considering using a sanity. On the other hand, it's hard to tell. Yeah, I'm gonna use 1 sanity and add 1 of these special dice, chaos die, and was probably the right decision because otherwise I could not have killed this guy. So now he goes away. I can bring this down 1 more space. Okay, and we're now all in this space, and it seems like at the moment no monster will attack. So, let's see a movement card. No event this time. It's a pretty good one actually, because, well, the blue one would spawn an elite monster, but there are already 3 elite monsters on the board, so that won't not happen. In addition, door tokens will be put on door spaces, highlighted of rooms containing characters. Well, that is also not the case because nobody is in a room. The warden will not move, so all that happens is we have to spawn 2 of these slashers, or scavengers, so this time we were really lucky. Okay, that's 3 and a 9. That means this guy goes down here. And this is again 3 and a 5. Where is that? 3, 4, is it here? Ah, it's there. Okay, well that definitely could have been worse. And of course we have the monster movement, but not these 2 slashers. Okay, so this is now the situation here, and so yeah, my goal is to move with these guys down here and then in here to get there. The problem is, I've mentioned that before, this is the only entrance. We got to move down that floor, then left, and then open this door down here, and then we got to move back again. So the problem is now, if we stay together and move in there, it's going to be nearly impossible to get out there again, because then all the monsters will probably move into this area here, and that will bring us in a very bad situation. Therefore, I came up with the idea that Ridley will try to lure the monsters away from the entrance here, while the other 2, well, Marcus is gonna exercise this, and Allison with Cameron, they're gonna try to grab some equipment and maybe read some memory scrolls. Ridley is the quickest one with 4 actions. She also has still a lot of sanity remaining. In addition, she can ignore the mental patients, and she also has a few impressive skills. So I think she's in a pretty good shape to to survive on their own. I mean, at least in a better shape than the others. So let's see. The problem is now this guy here, he kind of blocks the entrance too, which is... but okay. So first, we want to move Marcus. And he will run. Now that's a cool card. Personal only. Move 3 spaces in any direction. Ignore monsters. That is a pretty powerful card. Maybe you can do that later. Okay, for now, as I said, I want to run. So let's see, it's this guy here. So that means we got now 5 spaces, movement, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there I would be in line of sight of this guy, so he would attack me. But I can move here, and I'm not absolutely sure if I'm out of line of sight, he will move to the closest. Well, maybe I can place one in line of sight. Yeah, we'll see about that. So first we move now Ridley. And... we got to be also careful because the girl in the next movement, she can enter these 3 areas because of her ethereal ability. That's a problem. It definitely is. Okay, I guess Ridley will simply move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. And that looks dangerous, but there is still 1 space in between. So that means this guy will move here. And the girl cannot reach her. Let's see what we can do. Well, actually, I think the ambush has gone away. That thing has gone away, I think. This goes down and this goes down. Now, okay, I think I will move with Allison 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. And the cat moves 3 spaces. And yeah, that's then the end. I could attack with her with my last, with the Tatsudone, could take a pill and attack with my rapid eye movement this guy and pretty sure blow him away. But I only have that single pill left, and that's pretty much a risk that I don't want to take. So I guess I'm going to try to take the attack here. Okay, so let's see. We flip the next card. No event again, that's very good. Nobody's in a room, so the blue star is also of no effect. We get to spawn a new memory shrine, and the warden will move an additional space. I really hope that he might exactly enter in this space here when we want to exercise that shrine there. So we got to be careful here. Okay, let's do the monster movement and the spawning of the memory shrine. Okay, so we see monsters have more here. They concentrate now more in the middle. And as expected, we see an attack of that scavenger against Allison, and I hope she will be fine. And yes, I was lucky again. She's doing well against these scavengers. Well, they're doing very poorly against her. So no trouble here. I was a little unlucky with the spawning of another scavenger here because, well, my escape route was basically to run here, but now there is this scavenger, and I'm not sure if I can get in here. Maybe I can if I'm lucky, but I'm not positive about that. Okay, well, let's see then. It is Ridley. And okay, I think I want to run, obviously. So I got 6 movement points. This is a lot. So I can run. Not sure. If I run too far, the Antichrist might go in the wrong direction. How bad is that? I mean, if I run in here, he will probably go after the others. Well, I could try to move here, for example. Maybe that's a better idea. I think this is actually the best idea. My plan was to run down here and then enter this area, but I could also do it the other way around. I just have to take care about this guy. But at the moment... Wait a minute, I think I didn't move him. Did I? Shit, I'm not positive actually. I don't know. I gotta check it. I don't know if I moved him or not. So anyway, I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3 spaces with her. I gotta be careful. There is here the slasher. I gotta be careful because if I end up here, I'd be in line of sight of the slasher. And that is damn dangerous because then he will be right there at me. So I gotta be careful to remain out of line of sight. So there are indeed a lot of things to consider here. I think I gotta move here then. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Fine. Okay. So then it's Allison and Cameron. And Allison is going to use, this goes down, Allison is going to use, this goes also down, so she can use the crowbar again, which gives her 5 attack dice, and she better hits. And that was good enough. She gets 3 times a 4. That is enough. And she has no 1. That was cool because that means she keeps the crowbar. So this guy is gone. That means she can reduce this right away. It's a very strong ability. And then she's got 2 movement points left. And then she can move 1, 2 spaces. Now let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, 1, 2, shit. So that means this guy will move here, and he might actually follow us, which is something I don't like at all. Okay, but he cannot reach us in the next turn, so we got to find out some solution about that. Now I'm going to run with a cat. Actually, what I would do is, with the cat, I'm going to move 1, shit. I only have hard to tell. Flip this, 1, 2, 3. My idea was to flip this and maybe trap this guy. I think I can still do that. Okay, so I'm going to move with the cat here. And this guy is going to reveal the door, and that was bad luck. The door is open, so that means this guy can simply move through the door. So that was a wasted turn. I hope that could block the door so that the scavenger had to move around or something. But, well, it didn't work. So in this way, that was my first action. Then we got a 1, a second action, and a third action. So I end up here. And that means, of course, that the Antichrist will move back here. And then we have to find a solution to handle this guy, which is not good. But okay, right now I don't know what else to do. Okay, the next monster card says Corrosive Grip. If a character is damaged by a monster this turn, they place a hammer token on any weapon once per attack. Okay, because I think it's unlikely that Allison will be damaged, this thing will not have any effect because we don't have any other weapons. We have a green star, which means that this thing has +1 movement, so this guy will activate. In addition, randomize a slasher. Well, there is already 1 slasher on the board. There is only 1 altar remaining, so there is no effect here. We have 1 last memory shrine, so I'm going to roll a die here, and that brings it to this space where it probably won't help. The warden moves 1 space, so he's right now here. And then we're going to do the monster movement. So let's start with these guys here. Well, this guy moves down here. And these 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this guy moves here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he moves also here. Okay, now this guy moves back one space. And this is bad, but I don't have any other idea. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we have the slasher, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's the same distance from Marcus and from her. So I think what I will do is I will move in her distance. I can choose then, so I'm going to go there. We already moved these guys. The girl, similar problem here. 1, 2. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. Okay, she is definitely closer to the others. She can simply move in here and then go like this, which is, oh no, that doesn't make a lot of sense. She moves here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he goes after them. So they actually still have quite some trouble here. This guy moves here. The nun moves one space. This guy moves one space. The guardian is activated, moves one space. Now this guy moves here 2 spaces. These 2 guys move also here in the middle. So there's a lot going on here. This guy moves here. This guy moves here. This guy, he moves probably here. Okay, oh, and of course we have here another one. So then in addition we have to activate or bring into play 2 mental patients. Okay, that is 3, 1, so this guy starts right here. And there are a ton of monsters on the board now. And 4, 10. So I guess this is not a big issue, although you never know. So this guy starts here. It's ridiculous. It just is. I mean, if you take a look at that, it's actually hard to believe that there is any chance. But it is fun. It looks horrible, but you know, during play, I mean, if you just would look at it right now as it is, it would be terribly confusing. But if you do it during play, it's actually not that bad. The situation is not that confusing as it seems right now, and we might, for a while at least, get away with it. Okay, so I'm going to start with Allison, and I'm going to move her 1, 2, 3. I'm going to run with her here. So I cannot open the door, but still I want to go there. Now with the cat, I want to activate this door here, and that's pretty cool because that means this guy cannot move out. I also want to activate the other door just to check things. Okay, this is also locked. That might be also an advantage. And then I'm just going to move an additional space. Well, actually, I might consider opening the left door. Maybe that's not a bad idea. So I'm going to do, I got a free roll for that. I got an imagination of 6. So if I roll 3 successes, I can open that door. And yes, I can. I opened the door, which is cool. And now the question is, how far am I away? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means I actually can enter here, but I cannot go further. Anyway, because I cannot be further from Allison than 5 spaces because I'm her pet. Okay, anyway, I think it's okay. I think we did a good job here. And now it's Marcus. And he runs. So that gives him 5 movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he ends up here. And now I think we really got to check it, but I think that that Ellen might be, or Ridley might be closer to, for example, the Antichrist than these two guys. So he might actually go after her, which would be an advantage for us. Now, let's see what I can do with her. I got, for example, the escape velocity here. With that, I could ignore monsters. Now let's see what the distance is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can be up to 6 spaces away from the Antichrist before he goes after the others. And remember, I want to lure him in my direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could easily move here, for example, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I can move up to here. Then I have to face an attack of this guy, but this is not an issue here. The problem is this guy, but I have my escape velocity, which I will use. So first I'm going to move here 1 space. So that's 1 action. Then I'm going to use the escape velocity. That is then the second action. That allows me to move 2 spaces and to ignore monsters. As a third action, I'm simply going to move here, and I can ignore this guy, so I will actually move here. So I guess that was pretty good. For now. Yeah, so this is it, and now we're going to see the other guys moving. But first we flip this, no event this time. A red marker. Until the end of the turn, all slashers gain ethereal movement, ghostly attacks, and +1 movement. Well, luckily we're still far enough away so that there is no real problem with that. And the warden will move, so he sits now here and kind of blocks this area. I'm pretty sure I cannot enter there when he is there, but I'm not absolutely positive about that. I'm going to check it. Yeah, that's a bad idea. If I would enter the space with the warden, I would take 2 chaos die damage, I would be stunned, and the warden would move an additional space. He stomps us. So therefore, I don't want to risk that. Okay, so let's do the monster movement and then spawn 2 additional ones. Okay, so all that happens after movement is that Ridley gets attacked by a mental patient. She's got 1 defense and she's fine. So, next, Marcus. Well, the problem is he cannot enter that space, obviously. So, but he could try to open the door. So let's see what we got here. And these are 2. So yeah, he's simply going to use his 2 actions, his remaining 2 actions, to remove the door token. And that's it. So in the next space, in the next time, next turn, he might then enter there and do whatever he has to do to exercise this altar. Ridley, well, she can simply run away, which is a good thing. Does she have the time to move in here and search that locker? I think she does. I will allow her that. So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3 spaces. And with my 4th action, I'm going to search that locker. I really want to find a weapon. So, okay. It's not easy to find something here. Pretty high values. So we only have 7 dice to search. We need 4 successes. So the chances to find something are not that great. Anyway, maybe we can do it. By the way, this goes down 1 space. Come on. Shit. That was not good enough. We only have 3 successes. So we could find nothing. That is a shame. So that, yeah, that action was wasted. Shit. Bad luck here. Okay, well then. And next is then Allison, and she, well, first remove the cat. She's got to move. Does she? Yeah, I think the cat will go with her. 1, 2, 3. And then Allison is going to try to open that door. And we have 3. The door is barricaded, so we got to spend 3 actions. I only have 2 actions remaining. So I'm going to spend these 2 actions, remove 2 of the barricades, and then in the next turn I will be able to enter this room. Well, and again, we're done with this turn. And we see what happens. No event this time, which is good. There is no more memory shrine to spawn left. But the warden moves, which is not a bad thing in this case, because we simply have to enter this room. And then we got the monster movement, and we got to spawn a few new guys. Okay, I messed up with my plan. Ridley is too far away from these monsters, so they all kind of moved here now. That is a problem. That means these guys are now trapped. Exactly what I wanted to avoid. Exactly that now happened. And it's going to be extremely hard for us to survive that. But okay, I mean, such is life. So let's do this. Maybe after this round, I'm going to load this up. Ridley goes first. Yeah, okay. It's kind of risky, but I think I want to open that door and try to go down the chapel in this way here. Yeah, I think that's a better idea. Maybe I'm lucky here. So let's do it. Let's open the door and shit. That was not good. So that means I have to spend all my actions to remove this door token. By the way, this goes down here. But yeah, there is no other way. Got to spend them all. So the door is now gone. And I'm in trouble. Not exactly in trouble. Nobody can reach me right now. But I've lost a lot of actions here. Then it's Allison and Cameron. Okay. Well, okay, first of all, I will open that door with my first action. And I got 2 actions left. Well, hard to tell. I think I'm simply going to move in here and there's nothing else I want to do. I don't have a lot of options. The cat will... Well, the cat... Ah, shit, I could have done it the other way around. You know what? I'm going to do it the other way around. 1, 2, 3, 4. First, I'm going to move down with the cat. 1, 2. I'm going to activate that door, and I was unlucky. That door is open, so that means the scavenger can move out. I hoped I could have trapped him, but that's not possible. And then I'm going to enter with Allison in here. Okay. Yeah. And then finally, it's Markus Dieter, and he's now going to enter this room here. He's going to draw a memory card. Okay, so he simply draws a memory card here, and it's this guy. Marcus memory, that's good, that might help us. I do not think that a regular coat can offer any extra protection. Luckily, placebo effect works even on those that do not believe in it. Marcus lab coat, equipment, 5 hammers. Gain +1 for the protection for this round. That might help us a little bit. So this one is removed now, and then as a second action I can use the incense to exercise this thing, and that means now that we have accomplished this first goal. That also means that we have to start the second scenario. But we get a reward for accomplishing a scenario, so I want to check what that is. Okay, this is pretty cool. Now, each player gains 1 insanity. Wait a minute. That brings her to 1, or can remove 1 insanity. Goes to 4, that goes back to 5. That helps a bit. And then, what's even better, we can all draw one of these cards, or one from each of these mental disorder decks, 1 card, and choose which one to keep. Each player can do that, pretty much like the starting thing, so we will get an additional ability, which is fantastic. Okay, so we actually gained some really useful stuff here. Ridley is now a psychic gambler. Roll 2d6. The result is the number of dice for this attack. The result is 6 or lower. The attack gains precision. Very good, especially if you don't have a weapon. The crazy thing is Allison. She gained stealth. This is fantastic. Gain stealth for this turn. This simply allows it to ignore monsters. She can use that every 3 turns. And that might actually help us, if we play that clever, to get out of this shit. It's going to be hard, but there is now at least a chance. Marcus He has the positive thinking, which he will need. Recover 2 life points to a character in 5 spaces, or in a range of 5. So that was a lot of good stuff now, no doubt here. And now I'm going to see what kind of scenario we need. If it's going to be a scenario where we have a specific tile, where we need a specific tile for, I'm not going to play that. That's what the rules also say, because we cannot change the map now. So therefore, I thought about using, there is an extension piece which would allow you to place other pieces there, but well, I could do it. I'm not sure. Let's see what we have here. Home cooked dinner. Save the girls by sorting them, escorting them to the pentagram, and defeat the Big Mama. Okay, so we'll see what that exactly says. Okay, so Mama's home cooked dinner. The cool thing is we don't need another board, so that means that we will not. We can use this scenario. And that it also means the Big Mama will show up on the board, and she's a boss, and there can be only one boss on the board at a given time. And because I need her for that scenario, I'm going to remove the Antichrist. You know, there is a lot of crazy stuff going on in this game, and a lot of imaginations, and so this guy was in the end just some horrible imagination. Instead, the Big Mama will show up somewhere on the board. That might help us, maybe not, we'll see. And then the characters have to escort the girls to the pentagram. When a character is on a space with a girl, he can pay 1 action points to start escorting her. She moves along with the character. While escorting, the character cannot declare running and has -1 AP. The little girls in this scenario do not move on their own, do not attack, and are not affected by AoE abilities. When a character escorting a girl reaches the space with a pentagram, he can exercise her and remove her from the board for 0 action points. The Big Mama tries to eat the girls and always moves towards the closest one. If Mama is on the space with a girl, she automatically devours her. If that happens, move the warden 2 spaces forward on the Insomnia track and randomize the girl back on the board. When Big Mama is defeated, it respawns on a random space unless all girls have been exercised. When all girls have been exercised, Big Mama can be defeated normally. She loses her special abilities, Eternal Grudge, 2 defense dice, and Leech Soul. Force push. In this scenario, when a character is 1 space away or in the same space as Big Mama, he can lose 1 insanity and roll an imagination test. If he passes it, he can move Big Mama 2 spaces in any direction. That's something. Okay, so this is it. And I'm going to load this up now. And then in the next... First I'm going to move all the monsters, but there will be no attack right now. So I'm going to move it up, I'm going to load it up now, and then in the next video we're going to see the second scenario. Maybe if we're very lucky we can make it, but the warden is already at space 2 here, but who knows. Okay, well, hope to see you on the next video or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye. Well, I forgot to draw a card. Can't run, can't hide. Pretty bad. So they get an additional movement point, the monsters. But the rules also say there can be only as many slashers on the board as there are haunted tokens. So therefore I'm going to remove that slasher author from board, which makes it easier for me now.